judgment seat, showing the chirpy resilience one has come to expect from a man who seems to take speculation, allegation and frustration all in his stride. The question is, what can he and his team provide tonight for the congregation of England supporters? Well, he's made 2 changes from the board draw in Norway, Gascoigne and Sheringham for Wise and the injured Barmby. The rest of the side is unchanged, but will we see any change in style, David Pleat?
Well, I don't anticipate any change, John, but England will need to marry their patience with more progressive attacking. But we must remind ourselves that this game is part of the experimental period before the reality of the summer. I think the major analysis tonight will centre on whether Gascoigne still has a major influence and the extra help that Shearer may receive from a closer front-running ally in Sheringham. I mean, he's got clever movement and touch, but he's often underrated.
Well, certainly not underrated. The Swiss team that includes 8 players who took part in the 1994 World Cup. The captain, Alan Geiger, wins his 110th cap on the ground where he won his first 15 years ago. And number 2, Mark Hottiger, will have given the others a good idea of what to expect, although he tells me he'll soon be on the move from Newcastle. They also have an English coach, the Swiss, Roy Hodgson, who's recently joined Inter Milan, of course. So what will he have up his sleeve tonight?
Well, I think Roy's English background will acknowledge the fundamental need to have a good shape and organisation. And he'll also appreciate, too, the value of hard work and pressing the ball, as the Swiss showed so well in the World Cup finals in the USA. Probably a 4-4-2, and within that, hopefully, some cleverness from Sforza and Suter, the outside left.
And a big test this for England and Terry Venables, and straight away from the kickoff, Suter, number 7, who's a player I'm much looking forward to seeing after his World Cup performances, seemed to find half a gap in the England defence. Redknapp, there's a ball on here if you can see it. Oh, and he did. That was Gascoigne.
I think Gascoigne may consider that later as quite a good opportunity. He received the ball, looked up, was I offside? He got the licence to play on, and he might have just spent that a little bit more cleverly. But a good play by England.
It was, and I think Jamie Redknapp, who played the ball through to Gascoigne here, David, as he shoots wide. Jamie Redknapp went across to the touchline for attention from Dave Butler, as though he'd got a pull in the thigh. Terry Venables on the phone. Fournier. Here comes Turkilmaz. Offside against Contam, but the indications are that Jamie Redknapp, after only 6 minutes, may be signalling to come off. Steve Stone gets ready. Well, this is a blow for the Liverpool player.
So wide in his position where he plays so effectively for Nottingham Forest, and Robert Lee might cherish, actually, the opportunity to go in field. But they need width, and McMenamin seems early on as though he's got a licence to roam, and there's a great danger sometimes if you give a player that licence from a wide position, he can just clog it up.
Maz is in. Pallister with the challenge, he didn't really make it, and a good save by Seaman from Adrian Canuck, who should have scored, really. Pallister will be relieved. Goalkeeper in the right place, but with a record like Adrian Canuck has got in international football, it was Gascoigne, I think, who gave it away. This should have been 1-0. It's Pallister who stretches, and that's Canuck. Well,
there's some red faces in white shirts there, and
it's McManaman. And if the ball had gone to the far post, Sheringham was in a great position. England still have it, though. Lee. Gascoigne's pulled away to the far side. Here we have McManaman. And outside him, Stone. Oh, he's done really well to get past the challenge. It's Gascoigne!
Well, fine effort by Gascoigne. Solid storming run there towards the edge of the box. But once again, the goalkeeper, although there was some pace on the ball, here's Sheringham.
And Shearer's coming in. Good save, Pascolo. Shearer again. And the goalkeeper saves Switzerland from Alan Shearer. Defence caught sleeping in front of him. Still recovering from... Stone's made a good run just inside Shearer. And that first goal still eluding England at the moment. Lee. Now Hottiger, and Canucks made a long run now across to the right. That's a foul by McManaman. Geiger. Fighting into the tackle there was Gascoigne. Here he is again. Canuck. Well, there's a man free in the centre at the moment. This is Fournier. Down to Turk-Yilmaz. Aurel close to him, and Canuck's further over, goal! Well, Turk-Yilmaz celebrates on the far side. I'm not sure quite how strong a touch Canuck got to that, but Switzerland are in front. Roy Hodgson's team take the lead, and watch what happens here. Turk-Yilmaz whips the ball in, and David Seaman is confused, I think, by the presence of Canuck. I'm not sure whether he glanced it or not from that.
Well, I think Pallister got pulled out, didn't really get close enough to stop the cross, went over rather lazily when the ball was played behind Pearce. And of course that in-swinging ball is a bit of a nightmare for a goalkeeper to deal with anyway, and as the two players attacked the near post, you know, the Swiss got the benefit. But you have to say that in the first half, for all England's neatness, smoother play at time, and possibly greater creativity, the Swiss appear to have a greater cutting edge.
Well, what a shaker for England. They were having a good spell until then, but they're one down now. And there are just 4 minutes left in the first half.
Keeper that.
So now England are, for the moment anyway, going uphill. They've got Adams forward for the free kick, so is Pallister. Adams! Well, maybe he was surprised it came that far. Back in again, offside. Offside.
That was a difficult one.
Tries to go wide of Hurtiger, gets a corner. And Gascoigne goes across to take it. Now then, they've got 3 men in the 6-yard box, England, or thereabouts. 2 more to come from outside. But it's been played short, it's McManaman. And now it's Stuart Pearce. Oh, deflection, goal! Pearce's shot, the deflection made it fly past Pascolo, and England are level just before half-time. A great moment to strike back. The Swiss not in the lead for very long, and as this ball is played back to Stuart Pearce, everybody's moving out, and it catches the Swiss player as he fell and rockets past Pascolo. It's Pearce's shot, but I think it's number 3, Contat, whose deflection gives Pascolo little chance.
Well, it was a well-worked corner. We must give England full credit for that. When the ball was played to McManaman, he laid it carefully and cleverly to Pearce. It was a work corner from the training ground, and they deserve a little bit of fortune. As I say, they've been the more creative side. They've passed the ball smoother, but they haven't really missed open goals or created great chances.
Well, that's good. It's 1-1. This is Stone, and this international is on a high now. Sutter on ahead of him, and Sheringham did his best to find him. Alan Geiger came across. McManaman again. Bit of holding there, but I don't know who's holding who. Referee gives it in England's favour, which brings a cheer from the Wembley crowd and puts England in quite a good position here. If Gascoigne could whip this free kick in with pace, then England have got chances. Sheringham going towards the 6-yard box. The two centre-backs are up. Shearer's in there too. Header out, denies Palace. Oh, and the player in front of the goalkeeper may well have obscured his view of that. It's a good save if he did. Rob Lee to the far post, there he is, and they lost him.
Superb cross, wonderful cross, Hottiger. That's where he likes to do his work going forward. That's where he was so impressive in his early days with Newcastle. And that was a gorgeous cross there, just guiding the ball away from Seaman, teasing him just that little bit. He realised then he was stuck. He held his jump well at the back post, but just couldn't direct it down.
No, it was Turk Yilmaz who'd moved away from his marker there. Good effort. And now Lee, outside him is Neville. Stone to his right. Sheringham, yes! England take the lead. A splendid header by Teddy Sheringham. Good cross, well worked this move. It came out to Steve Stone in the end after several passes. Good cross, and that's a precise header by Teddy Sheringham.
Yeah, lovely tidy play by Neville, Stone, lovely cross, and Sheringham showing all the neatness of a good jump and clear direction. Knew exactly where he wanted to put that ball.
England are in the lead in the 57th minute. Well, we did say at the start that what Wembley wanted was a couple of goals from England. They've got them. England's first of this season tonight from Pearce and now Sheringham. Now, from this platform, what can England do? He has not given it. Here's Pearce. This is Gascoigne. This is a good period of play for England. McManaman. They're trying things now with confidence. It's Pearce. Bent in again, and Pascolo's missed it, and Shearer couldn't get there, and Switzerland have an escape.
Well, England really throwing numbers into the box there. Great ball in by Pearce. Lovely bit of improvisation by McManaman. And England whisker away there from a third goal. A killer goal, that would have been.
Yes, I couldn't have seen it. That's a good touch. Now they've got two players up, McManaman to Lee, and Sheringham.
All stemmed from a diagonal ball by Pearce, that.
Oh, good flick, Sheringham. Shearer pulling away far side. Goalkeeper had started to come. Here's Shearer. Stone is behind him. And McManaman's coming in. Goalkeeper not sure quite where he is. He lost his bearings there a bit, Pascolo, although didn't get a lot of help from his defenders, it might be said. And England threatening to go 3-1 here. Stone. Gascoigne. Forward by Neville. There goes Shearer. Pallister's header back. Shearer will manfully go after that one as well. He's got Stone in a supporting position. Shearer and Stone. Good move this. Stone's cross. Gascoigne, no.
Well, we did well there. Gascoigne got in the box. Sheringham was in there. Stones was a good early ball. But once again, it was the genuine appetite of Shearer that made the opportunity there on the right. Good play by Stone. He's made another strong claim tonight. It's been the perfect stage for him after his brief little spell at Norway.
And here, bit wide, but he's gone for the chip. Unlucky.
Perceptive bit of play by Sheringham that...
It's a lofted ball, beautifully delivered to the feet of McManaman. Two in the middle, making their runs now. One is Shearer. Oh, there are two further over as well. This is Stone. Shearer's there, but the defender just nudges it round for a corner.
I think Shearer applauds Stone there. There's a clinical way of doing things, and Stone seems to have that in his play.
Gascoigne will take the corner. Adams and Pallister are both on their way forward. This is Neville. And Terry Venables. And a good ball into Sheringham. And a good ball towards Shearer. Unlucky Stone! Goal! Steve Stone scores his first England goal. And the man who they say can't score for England, Alan Shearer, takes an awful lot of the credit. Undoubtedly made by the number 9. Wembley crowd in celebratory mood, but just look at the work Shearer gets through here. He's got 3 men around him, he turns, gets the shot in, not a very good piece of keeping, it must be said, but all credit to Steve Stone, and what a good moment for him.
Yeah, the 3 S's, and absolutely sharp. Clever reverse ball in the first place by Sheringham, Shearer pulling away, went on the inside, and Jack in the box Stone, he pops up, no more than he deserves. I think he's had a splendid evening.
I haven't heard Wembley in quite such optimistic mood for some time. England 3, Switzerland 1. Now, what have Switzerland still got to offer? That's Orel. Again, this could be his moment. Shearer! In the end, he went down in a heap. But Sheringham's awareness here, the way he just lofts that little ball back in for Shearer, says a lot. Shearer held off his opponent, but just slightly overran the ball. Shearer goes to the right, number 9. Sheringham's in the penalty area with McManaman. Corner. This is Neville as Switzerland push out in a long line offside. What about Steve Stone?
Well, I said a few minutes ago that I thought we'd unearthed the polished Stone. I think it gets better and better, the fact that Forrest are in Europe. He's not only got the English characteristics of hard work and a good positional sense, he's got a real eye for the pass, he looks for a chance, and really I just have to think that Venables has to really keep him going. I'd also like to see Redknapp as well. I think Redknapp would have done well tonight in the middle of this team with the space that's been here. I think he could have done the job that Gascoigne's done tonight, possibly equally as well. But I think all round it's been a sound performance, it's been a good performance, it's been a progressive performance, and the only query now that Mr. Venables may have is that the Christmas tree may be dead, and the 2 striker combination tonight has, I think, given them the cutting edge, particularly in the second half.
Well, thank you, David, for that summing up, because that's just how it is. Terry Venables gets, in the end, a comfortable victory against Roy Hodgson. The Wembley crowd end the match in almost festive mood, having seen a strong second-half performance by England. 1-1 at half-time, but Steve Stone's influence figuring in the second half. His cross for the second goal, put away with a classic header by Teddy Sheringham. And then, after some good build-up work by Alan Shearer, Stone himself making it 3-1, and against a team that have already qualified for the European Championship, that has to be an encouraging result, and it has to justify to a great extent the team selection that preceded it.